Right leg rises, big breath in. Step it forward, and then step your left foot to meet your right. Half lift, breathe in, forward fold, breathe out. Feet are about hips width here, let the head drop in. Tense your left fingertips down, reach your right arm up and take a twist. You can bend your left knee here to give yourself some space to help rotate a little bit more, and then really reach up through your right hand here and grow broad through the collarbones. Right arm threads under your left to eagle wrap your arms. Bend your knees, roll your way up. Elbows parallel to the ground. Lift your right knee up into your chest, full Garudasana Eagle. Right thigh over the left, bend both knees deeply. You can single or double wrap here. Clamp your inner thighs together. Elbows might sneak towards the knees, optional. Stay breathing. Forearms are heavy. Back body puffs up. Unravel your way up, breathe in. Right knee up into your chest, arms up by the ears. Move slowly and deliberately to maintain the balance. Flex your right foot. Good. Right foot down, Vira 3. Switch standing legs. Left leg reaches back, arms wing alongside the torso, palms up. Flex your left foot. Dial the left pinky toe down, so all 5 toes of the left foot point down. Gaze is forward, slight up dog of the chest again here. The heart stays floating. Low lunge, left foot steps back. High lunge, arms up by the ears. Readjust the front foot if you need to give yourself more space between so you can find that deep, deep lunge. And keep going forward through the right knee, but back through the left heel bone. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, press into your right big toe. Draw prayer to your heart and rebend your right knee. Take a twist to your right. Left elbow outside the front thigh. See if the prayer can come close to the center of your chest. Press up through the left palm, lay back into the right shoulder. Left heel presses back energetically. Full breathing here in our deep twists. Sometimes the breath gets stuck in these twists, so we have to focus a little more on allowing that release to come. Fingertips to the ground, straddle fold, toes turn in, face alongside of your mat, drop your head in Prostrate Padottanasana. If this is your practice to invert and go upside down here, you can headstand, crown the head comes down, palms flat. Hands stay shoulders width if you're setting it up for headstand, right? Maybe you're just bending your knees a little so that your head can drop down. Strategic hair placement is important in this shape. My bun is in my way, so I'm staying down on the ground today. Put a little more weight in your toes. That's going to help you get space in the back of the hamstrings, but lift up through your seat. Widen the sitting bones away from each other as you reach up through the tail. Good. Half lift, breathe in. Low lunge your way forward. Another standing split. Fingers will reach forward a little here so you can lift your left leg up. Drop your head on in. Strong through the left leg, point through the left toes, right? You can stay with both hands down if this feels a little wobbly. If you feel pretty sturdy with both hands down, one hand to your ankle. If that feels sturdy, maybe both hands to your ankles. Right? And if you have the ankle with your hands, use your hands and press the foot down into the ground. If the shape spits you out, no big deal. Catch yourself and come back into it. Good. Fingertips down, seated spinal twist. Tuck your left knee behind the right. Right? And if this is tight, you can also lengthen your bottom leg straight in front of you. Create space here. Make sure that front foot is nice and flat. Readjust the flesh of your seat if you need so you can be evenly seated. Arms up by the ears. Twist to your right. You can hug your knee into your chest or you can take your elbow outside the right knee. Right hand crawls close in towards your seat so that your right forearm becomes a wall for your spine to wrap against. Anchor down through the left hip so that you have something to twist against. Notice if you're clenching up into the neck or shoulders, can you still find that softness there, even though there's a deep twist happening here? And if you have any kind of binding variations here, feel free to add on the arms. The left hand could thread through that triangle, fingertips clasped behind you if you're going for full bind. Full breathing. Chest rolling open. Eyes are closed. Gaze is inwards. Gaze could even be in that space right between your eyebrows, your third eye. Look for that clarity. Look for that stillness. Look for that inner guidance, inner teacher. Counter twist your way to the other side. Drop your head in. Those of you that like to add in a side crow, you can totally take that here. Right, you lift up, step your feet together, palms, shoulders width again, fingers spread nice and wide, right? So remember those crow hands, fingers wide, not together. Big base, left thigh outside your right tricep, maybe just high on the toes. If you can manage it, maybe toes will float up off the ground. The gaze stays forward so the heart stays lifted. Your bottom foot wants to fork lift the top one up. Squeeze the elbows inward so they don't flop out to the side. Let them stay in line with the shoulders and the wrist. Good. Whichever variation you're in, come back to center. Navasana, boat pose. Balance on your tailbone, legs together, point, palms face up. If you want, you can wrap your forearms in front of your legs and then lengthen through the legs by pressing the backs of the thighs into the forearms. All right, and keep raising up through the chest. Keep rolling your shoulders back and down so there is no caving in of the belly or of the front of the chest. Everything is rolling open. Maybe the belly connects to the thighs if you can. Squeeze your legs as one unit. Good. Feet down, hands behind you, tabletop. Big breath in. Exhale, drop your head. Hips down. Cross your shins. Walk or jump it back. Plank to chaturanga. Move through your vinyasa flow. Meet each other back in downward facing dog. Left leg will step forward. Right foot steps forward. Feet hips width. Drop your head on in. More weight in your toes, less in the heels here in your forward folds. If your hamstrings are tight, maybe a deep bend or a soft bend of your knees so that the belly can fall closer to the thighs, allowing you to get a deeper fold right from the hip crease, but keep reaching up through the tail to get the opening through the backs of the legs. Tense your right fingertips down, left arm up to twist. Bend your right knee if you need it. Press the ground away from you through the right fingertips and reach up through your left fingers. Garudasana arms, left arm under. Single or double wrap, roll your way up. Keep moving the forearms away from your nose here. Let that space between the shoulder blades widen, left knee up. Full Garudasana, bend both knees deeply. The deeper you bend your standing leg, the tighter wrap you'll be able to get that left thigh on top. Burrow in if you're going for that. Keep arching through the back body. Keep allowing the forearms to be heavy to open up through the back of the heart. Unravel, arms up by the ears. Left knee up into your chest with control. Right, slow movement so that we don't throw the balance off. Left foot steps down. Warrior three, switch standing legs. Send your right leg back, arms wing back. Chest flies forward, strong through the right heel. Use the strength of your right quad to support the leg so that the leg's not just hanging in space. There's no dead weight. Step your right foot back. High lunge. And again, if you need to adjust the distance between your legs, take it so it feels sturdy. Feet are in their own lanes, like railroad tracks, so they're not in the same straight line. Press into the ball of the left foot to straighten your front leg. Scissor your inner thighs together. Palms meet in a prayer, rebend front knee. Twist. Left side, right arm outside the thigh. Press back through the right heel. Squeeze the outer hips inwards towards one another, so both legs are working. Use the resistance of your right tricep against the knee to help you twist more. Lay back into the left shoulder. Straddle fold, fingertips down to support, and then turn your toes in. Heels out like a pigeon toe, drop your head on down. Crown the head points down, tailbone reaches up, more weight into the toes. Right, think about flaring your seat wide as it reaches up, almost like the weight could become lighter off of the heels. One day your feet might lift off the ground here. If you're inverting, headstand Shirsasana. Half lift, breathe in, feet down if you flew. Low lunge forward. Standing split, right leg rises. Bow your head in, point through the right toes. Again, you can keep your hands down, look straight down at the mat to help with the balance. Maybe one hand to your ankle if the hands down feels sturdy. Option to take both hands to challenge your balance. Wobbling again here is part of the process. Find your edge. Go further than your comfort zone. Let it feel scary. If you fall, then you fall. Just keep getting back up and keep building that information to muscle memory. Fingertips down, seated spinal twist. Take your time, get situated in your seat. Twist your way over to your left this time, right elbow outside the knee. Check in that the front big toe is flattened to the ground. Puff up the chest. Be proud through it all. And then counter twist your way over. If you're going for the side crow, make sure you take the same. Big breathing. I should take it again on this side to stay even, but I am super tired. So I'm going to skip it. I'm going to listen to my body. Practice what you preach. And then back through center. Unravel. This time in our Navasana, if you can, grab for your big toes. You can start to lengthen your legs if it's part of your practice, or if you can't lengthen your legs fully with the toe lock, then keep your knees bent. Use the resistance of your toes to help you have something to press against so your shoulders roll back and down. And so if you're lengthening fully, then go ahead and press your heels away from you. Keep tugging the big toes back towards you. Can you keep spinning your pinky toes back as well towards you at the same time? Focus the attention on the breath. Does it feel labored? If so, let that be information that tells you to back off. Fantastic. Release. Tabletop one more time. Feet down, hands behind you. Big breath in. And drop your head on your breath out. Come on down. Cross your shins. Step back, hop back. Plank to chaturanga. If you don't need it, skip it. We're meeting in a child's pose. Fold your hips back towards your heel bones. Drop your forehead in. Let's regather here and take a moment to settle. Choose a shape that allows you to be still. If it's rest that you need, it's child's pose. If you have an inversion practice, any shape that you want to play with here in these few breaths, handstand, headstand, forearm stand. I won't break those down today, but if that's something you're working on, definitely use this time to keep exploring that journey. I know that resting or being in child's pose, they're not any less important or less special shapes than doing something like a handstand or a headstand or any arm balances. Every shape teaches us something different. They're all part of the practice. If you've been practicing inversions and need a few breaths in child's pose, go ahead and join us here now. And allow the back body to just roll open and be exposed. Lay it all out here. Walk your hands back towards your knees, roll on up to sit. Ustrasana camel pose, come on up to stand on your shins, tuck your toes under. The knees are still in line with the hips and heels in line with the knees. Hands low back, fingers point down. Start to arch your heart forward, press your thighs and pelvis forward. If this feels intense, the hands will stay supporting at the low back. Fingertips flush downward, so it's extending the low back as you reach up through the heart. If you feel like you can go for more, hands to the heel bones. Use the resistance of the palms against the heels to keep the chest rising up. The space between the shoulder blades rolling in towards one another. Shoulders roll back and open. Heart exposed. Belly stretches open. Breath is light. Hands to your low back to support. Lift on up. Untuck the toes. Come to sit on the heels. Palms to your thighs for a moment and just be. And if stillness and quiet makes you feel uncomfortable, just notice that. Ultimately, this practice is bringing us back to that place. And if it does feel uncomfortable, just know that with practice, you can come back to that natural state one day. With no judgment, no timeline. One more Ustrasana, come on up onto your shins. If the last round felt okay, you can untuck your toes and point them back. If it felt pretty intense, then go ahead and tuck your toes again. Hands low back, support, arch heart up, pelvis forward. Hands to heels if you can. Right? And even though we're taking a back bend, at the same time, there's no dumping into the low back. So I feel like you're crunching into the low back, almost allowed to be like a crunch action. Like you could lift up through the upper abdomen. Use the breath here and keep pressing your heels away from you like a string is lifting you up from the center of your heart. Hands low back. Come on up. Sink it back onto your heels, palms to your thighs. Rest and be still. Attention to the breath brings us back into present moment. Anytime that your mind just starts running off or flashing images, if you bring the attention back here into your breathing, allow that to be the tool that focuses your mind. That's being here with awareness. Go ahead and swing your legs around in front of you. Let's go for Janu Sirsasana. Sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. If you have a deeper hip opener and know you can take a half lotus, then right foot to the crease of your left thigh. Fingertips behind you, take a little twist and fold your way on down. If your right knee is really high off the ground in the half lotus, then go for regular Janu Sirsasana with the right foot to the inner left thigh, like a tree pose leg, right? Taking the half lotus does not make you a better yogi. It's just that everyone's at a different point in their practice. Some need a little more, some need a little less in each shape. Even in your forward folds, there's an element of a back bend. So think about the seat reaching back, but the heart reaching forward. Can you get longer through the spine? And that might help you settle in a little more. Flex through the front foot. Anchor down through the left knee. Breathe in, roll back up. Drop onto your right shin, right hand behind you, stargazer, press onto your left foot, reach your chest up and open. And then come on down. Switching sides, right leg forward, Janu Sirsasana, either sole the left foot right into the thigh, or if you went for the half lotus, fold the top of your left foot into the hip crease here, right? Left knee anchored down. If it's a little off the ground, then you can slide a block here underneath. But if it really feels like it's high off, then let this variation go and go for Janu. Come on up, left arm up, little twist towards your long leg. Fold from the belly, then the heart, then the head is last. Hands will find whatever they do. It could be at the knee, the calf, the ankle, the foot, right? One variation is not better than the other. You're looking for that place where it feels like there's effort and work being done, but the breath is still at ease. In these final folds, maybe the mind is quieter, the breath is less controlled. Breathe in, rise back up, stargazer, shin to the ground, left hand behind you. Rock your heart open, press onto your left shin. Stretch open and press down through your left fingertips. Let the weight come off your left shoulder. And then come on down. Tarasana, soles of the feet together, a big diamond shape, right? So usually Baddha Konasana, the heels are really close. This one we want a bigger diamond shape. Hands can go under the calves and then to the tops of the feet. Puff up the back body, scoop the belly back and drop your head in. Fourth chakra is not just the front of the heart, the most obvious. The less obvious parts also need that same attention, sometimes more, right? Because we have to break the habits of staying with what we know and only with what we know. And breathe your way up. Paschimottanasana, legs long, arms up. Fold your way down, belly, heart, mind. Right, you can always keep a bend in the knees here if you need. That might even allow you to get a deeper fold. Once again, looking for that edge of effort and ease, whatever that looks like for you. Every shape will look different in every body. Let the head go completely. Back of the neck is going to rock open. Let the thoughts roll out the crown of the head. Try and resist the desire to force yourself flatter. Let it be a softening, let gravity do the work. Let it be a release and a surrender into this final shape. And as you breathe in, roll back up. Come onto your back side. Hug your knees into your chest. Give it a shake out here. Let's move into Shavasana. Legs are going to go long. Palms are going to face up. Big breath into the nose. Sigh it out gently. And drop in deep here into your final rest. allowing the bones to get heavy. I will time out a Shavasana here for you. I am going to move off camera though and allow you to be in your shape. And see if you can let your bones get heavy. Release through the toes and through the ankles. Fingers uncurl, shoulders dissolve down. Back teeth release away from one another, tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Eyebrows soften, all the muscles in your face release. Feel the back of the skull sink down into the earth. Any place that you're still holding tension, can you breathe it away? Bring the tension there and break that habit. For me, often in Shavasana, I feel my back body propping up the front body still. I don't even know I'm doing it until I go there with my inner eye, that third eye. Observe it and see if I could release more. And usually I can. And again, if there's a tendency here to fidget, observe that. If you feel uncomfortable being still, just observe that too, with no judgment, just awareness to see where there might be some more work that needs to be done. Knowing that the ability to be still today may be different from the one yesterday or the one tomorrow. If you floated off, come back to the sound of my voice. If you feel like you need a longer Shavasana, then stay for as long as you need to. The beautiful thing about the home practice is that you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. If you're coming out of your Shavasana, rebend your knees. Step the soles of the feet into the mat. Reach your arms long overhead. Stretch open the front of the heart, front of the body. Front body represents the future, your potential, what's to come, your ability to embrace that. And then tip over onto your right side and curl yourself into fetal position, hugging yourself here in stillness and safety and in your gorgeous light. Pause. Marinate. And then fingers find the ground. They press you up to sit. Find your comfortable seat, Sukhasana, whatever that looks like. And be cross-legged. You can sit on your shins. Eyes stay closed. Palms meet one another. Bring your prayer, Anjali Mudra, to the center of your chest, thumbs connecting to your heart. Heart rises up into your thumbs. And just observe how this seat feels, how it might feel different from the one that you took when you first started this practice. Bring your prayer to your third eye. Inner wisdom, inner teacher, inner guidance. Honor that. And silent Om in towards yourself. Big breath in. And then bow yourself all the way down, bowing into your practice, into your own teacher, to each other, to the world. We need the yoga more than ever now. Namaste.